Are you testing me? Job's called this assembly and he wants things to turn out well. We have to trust him. Unlike this pack of conceited upstarts, he got a harsh lesson. But at least he might remember to lay off that tomfoolery of his for a while. But if not, war will make a man of him soon enough. Better make sure you're among the latter, then. And in the meanwhile, help the former to keep their losses to a minimum. Allies or not, someone ought to show them their place. You, any time. With you, at least, there's some sensible conversation. Their forefathers lived up to their ears in dung, but thanks to the royal mines, they were born with silver spoons up their asses. I sincerely hope so. Whoever sits around risks nothing. It's time to get off our asses and take action, and they think that can turn their blood blue. That damned swindler. He'll see. He'll repay every last groschen. Excellent. I'd be grateful. Everything has its price, right? You'll go a long way, lad. Here, I don't want you telling people I'm tight-fisted. But talking of hunger, we have food enough for everyone. It's time to feast and celebrate. I'll show him his work, and if he starts bleating, I'll shove the jagged blade up his ass. You bet I will. He put my life at risk. That's a good idea. I have a long journey back ahead of me. Will you do it yourself? I actually only came to give you my greetings and my farewells. That's war. Oh, you should know that better than anyone, Henry. He clearly meant a lot to you, to all of you. It's true I never met him, but I'll have a requiem mass said for him at home. I'd like to, but I can't. I have to set off back to Rattay today. Why not? Come and join us by the horses in front of the gate. You can celebrate. The Pragas are fleeing for their lives. Come with me, Hans. Let's not lose a moment. Follow me, Hans. Sir Peter, praise the Lord you're alive. You withstood the attack of the enemy, who outnumbered you in arms and numbers. You didn't give up under any circumstances. Not even hunger broke you. All right. There's something important I need to discuss with you as well. It's about Hans. You didn't answer my question. One way or another, I'll give that swindler a piece of my mind. You have nothing to thank anyone for. You're the heroes here. But before I go, I need to speak to the young lord here. Alone. So I saw. Forget I ever said it. It's not important. I had a new sword made in Summerpish before we left, and I thought I'd try it out. Patience. All in good time. You most likely don't even realize how much your situation has changed, and how your importance has grown. I'm glad you're still in one piece, Hans. Henry, you're a blacksmith's boy. Do you think you could give me some advice? But those Prague fuckers all wore heavy armor. One battle and the blade's like a saw. I'm surprised your time in the smithy didn't teach you more. Thanks, Henry. You're a credit to your trade. And no word of a lie. Well, I originally wanted to shove it up the swindler's ass, but I could probably do that anyway. All right. You're tired from the battle. I understand. I didn't want to put you out. All right, I understand. I didn't want to bother you with such a trivial thing. You know what they say. The road to hell is paved with good intentions. But fine, I'll think about it. The blacksmith swore he made it from the best steel. Look at it. I get the feeling he lied to me. Go with God, friends. I hope we'll meet again. Go with God, friends. I hope we will meet again. I'm afraid not, Sir Peter. Some other time, maybe. I've been away from home too long, and I'm needed there. Henry, come and see us by the horses in front of the gate when you've done what you need to do. Once you're finished, come and join us by the horses in front of the gate. And then I need to discuss something important with you. It's about Hans. Yes, it's about Hans. But first you have to take care of your brother, I understand. But wait until after I've had my private chat with Hans. Not everything we have to discuss is for your ears, and no eavesdropping. Some things are not for your ears. Bollocks! I can tell shoddy work when I see it. And I need a word with you as well, Henry. You're tired from the battle. I understand. And you're right. Setting off with a blunt sword isn't a good idea. Will you take care of it personally? And travelling through the countryside with a blunt sword could be a mistake. Will you take care of it? I'll make sure that you get the Rattay parish. Forget it. Soon I'll be paying for a wedding. I'm not going to support some bastard. How the hell did you do it? You do? Let's hear it then. I don't believe it. You arranged a marriage for my ward? Just like that? With who? Kunstart? By Christ, he's the last one I'd have expected to step up. Stop beating around the bush and spit out what you promised him. I'll take that personally. Mutually? What do you mean? Cheers to you, and to your parleying skills. Out with it. If you're serious, Hans Capon is to marry Yitka of Kunstadt. If he's got some impoverished noble's daughter pregnant, I'll have his hide. Godwin, you conniving old bastard. So young Hans is to marry Kunstadt's daughter? Botchek of Kunstadt? The Botchek of Kunstadt? And who is it? I hope it's not one of those Kuttenberg stuffed guts. Not a word to Hans. I want to tell him myself. But let's drink to it, shall we? Just tell him either he gets you into the council chamber or you get him on the gallows. He'll manage it, but now we really need to hit the road. Well, I'll be damned. Ulrich Vavak? But he's the mint master. You've got the dirt on Vavak, and you don't know how to use it? If we keep standing around here gabbing about it, it'll be decided without us. Hans? Who's this? He picked a nice time for it, but at least he won't be sticking his nose into what's going on around. Quiet, the pair of you. You're like two little boys. I thought we were past all this. In any case, you had your fair share of adventures. Old Herald would be mad to refuse and go against Botchek. And my word is my word, because I knew him, and because he wasn't a fool. Sakra! There's a solution to everything, and you'll get used to it in time. You see, and it's only been a couple of weeks. Nothing changes in such a short time. I'm not as young as I used to be. One battle and I'm aching all over. You mean? That's a promise. Glad to hear it. That's possible. We'll see. Nor did anyone else. Still, miracles happen. That's the way of the world. Being born with noble blood means you have certain duties. She's not just some woman. She's from a noble family, powerful and rich. I couldn't find you a better match if I tried. Something like that. Are we agreed, then? Go with God, then. And don't forget what we said. Not quite 100. In any case, Lady Stephanie must be a capable woman. Accept it. You can have fun a while longer, at least. Have you heard Divish is going to be a father? You're wounded. Should I call our physician? Because you're going to get married, and that's that. Until then, nothing changes. Look, Hans, I know you already feel mature and ready to rule. After all you've been through, after the wedding, I'll convene the council of nobles your father picked and recommend that they decide in your favor. He was a Jew. So that's why Godwin wouldn't let me hold the Requiem Mass. Well, fuck me. So what? You won't be the first or last nobleman with an ugly wife. It means a lot. I'm proud of you. But as your guardian, someone who's supposed to stand in for your father, I have to think of your future. It was still the same when I left. Don't talk nonsense. Someone like him. Henry will have enough on his plate already. Or what? You mean, if your father were alive, he'd want exactly the same as me. Henry, it's time. Come and join us. Henry, have you taken care of him already? Come here. Henry, this isn't for your ears. You should be taking care of Sam. Not yet, Henry. Wait a moment. Stop eavesdropping, Henry. You're supposed to be honing my sword. Henry, stop listening. Henry, have you sharpened my sword? Well, come here, then. Henry, come and join us. Wait a bit, Henry. This isn't for your ears. Henry, I hope it's razor sharp. Come and have a chat. Henry, what did I say? Go and take care of Sam. Henry, have you put an edge on my sword? Come and join us. Henry, stop eavesdropping and clear off. Henry, have you already paid your respects to Sam? Come here, then. Henry, are you eavesdropping? Have you taken care of my sword yet? Henry, you won't find a grindstone here. Give us some privacy. Henry, if you've already taken care of Sam, come here. Henry, come and have a chat. Like not marrying the first slut who opens her legs for you. Like building up your family's wealth. Like understanding that marriage is politics. Though I have a lot of work ahead of me. The forests are swarming with bandits again. You're right. Who is it then? Do you think we know him? Yes, politics. You will marry Yitka of Kunstadt just as I've arranged with Boschek. Poor Henry. I want to have a serious talk with you, and I don't want anyone else to hear. Bernard doesn't want anything to do with it. We'll have to find someone who can take care of it. Let's drop it now. You achieved a lot. You clearly fought like a lion, but I don't think it's the right time yet. And now, Henry, don't you start too, but for the last time. Those shenanigans of his have got to stop. Like my ward, who I can't leave unattended for a few days without him damn near getting executed. Well, now that you mention it, am I supposed to find him a bride? On top of everything? But he doesn't act like it, damn it. I'll bet my last groschen he's setting the stage for his final performance. As if I didn't have enough on my plate already. Big enough for that bastard Istvan to raise a small army. He caused us a shitload of trouble. What? I hope there'll be no singing. I've had a few nightingales, and they all screeched like the devil. Oh, nothing. An old grievance. Take a look at that. A nightingale surrounded by hawks. Excellent. Agreed. You'll find out in good time. In the meantime, stay in these parts till Boschek and I arrange all the details with Herald. He'll want to hear how you fared today, and he won't be disappointed if you ask me. No one's asking you to be. Just make sure he doesn't run away or something. Clear? So now, to the reason I wanted to talk to you. So your job, Henry, when the time comes, is to make sure the wedding actually takes place. So don't poke your nose in. Nobody's forcing you into one. Radzig also agrees you'll stay with Capon as his right-hand man. That's just what I've been telling him. Perfect timing. I'll give you coin so you can find decent quarters and have enough to live on. No! You're Capon's right-hand man, so you'll do what you're told. Is that clear? Somewhere in the fields outside the village. He took his unit to rout the last of the Pragas. They should be back around now, I reckon. You could go to meet him. He'll definitely be pleased to see you. After all, who else should take care of him other than the young Lord Squire, eh? We'd just be losing time. It's clear that if it were up to him, he'd keep putting off the wedding in the hope I'd change my mind. As you no doubt know, there's a big change in store for Hans. He's getting married. Let's take a look at it. It is done. May the earth rest lightly on him, or whatever the Jews say. Has to, wants to, it doesn't matter. He's going to. As you can see, he's none too pleased. Good work, Henry. You're a blacksmith through and through. What I can and can't do is none of your business, Henry. Is that clear? Henry, I realize you're not familiar with the business of arranged marriages among the nobility, but I won't. I've given my word to Lord Botzek of Kunstadt, and I don't break my word. And if our young lord refuses, You have my permission to drag him kicking and screaming to the altar if need be. You know more than I'd expect from you. Are you all packed, Godwin? Honestly, I'd like to know that too, Radzig. Why this fellow? I hope you're right. So what do you say, Godwin? I heard you got kicked out of your humble rectory. You buffoon! Let his lordship finish! That's exactly why he went with Capon. For Christ's sake! Get your booze-soaked noggin working. Isn't it obvious? We need you to go to Trotsky and find out what's keeping him. Bah! Oh, don't get ahead of yourself. I won't rest until my nephew is safely back in Perkstein. I'd like to teach him a good lesson. You've no one to thank for that but yourself, Godwin. If you hadn't been living like an animal, you wouldn't be regretting it now. Have you got anything better to do all day but chase after women and guzzle altar wine? Watch your mouth, priest. You might end up losing more than your parish. What? You're saying this scoundrel in a cassock is blue-blooded? I think not. At least we know now what kind of vermin we're dealing with.